Alrighty, everybody. Welcome in, and this is Time to Main. And today, reading through a new book. We're starting it off, Nahum. And we're gonna read through chapter 2. So we're gonna read all the way to chapter 3. Actually, you know what? I might finish the whole thing off today. So let's just finish. Let's just get started. Yeah, it's 3 chapters. I'm just gonna finish the whole thing off today. Nahum, chapter 1. A prophecy concerning Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum in Elokoshite. The Lord's anger against Nineveh. The Lord is a jealous and avenging God. The Lord takes vengeance and is filled with wrath. The Lord takes vengeance on his foes and vents his wrath against his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger, but great in power. The Lord will not leave the guilty unpunished. His way is in the whirlwind and the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebukes the seas and dries up. He makes all the rivers run dry. Bashan and Carmel wither, and the blossom of Lebanon, fade. The mountains quake before him. The hills melt away. The earth trembles at his presence. The world and all who view it, who live in it, who can withstand its indignation, who can endure his fierce anger. His wrath is poured out like fire. The rocks are shattered before him. The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in him. But with an overwhelming flood, he will make an end to Nineveh. He will pursue his foes into the realm of darkness. Whatever they plot against the Lord, he will bring to an end. Trouble will not come a second time. They will be entangled among thorns, and drunk from their wine. They will be consumed like dry stubble. From you, Nineveh has come forth, who plots evil against the Lord, and deceives wicked plans. This is what the Lord says. Although they have allies and are numerous, they will be destroyed and pass away. Although I have afflicted Judah, I will afflict you no more. Now I will break their yoke from their neck and tear their shackles away. The Lord has given a command concerning you, Nineveh. You will have no descendants to bear your name. I will destroy the images and idols that are in the temple of your gods. I will prepare your grave, for you are vile. Look, there are no more on the mountains the feet of one who brings good news, who proclaims peace. Celebrate your festivals, Judah, and fulfill your vows. No more will the wicked invade you. They will be completely destroyed. So, God is going to do some things to make the land a lot better, and he's gonna make it so nothing will also happen to them. So he's trying to he's gonna damage it, but he's gonna turn around and fix it at the same time. So that's why he said, you will have no invaders after this. So so Nineveh to fall. So chapter 2. An attacker, evidence against you. Nineveh, guard the fortress. Watch the road. Brace yourselves. Marshal all your strength. The Lord will restore the splendor of Jacob, like the splendor of Israel. Though destroys destroyers have laid them waste, and have ruined their vines. The shield of the soldiers are red, the warriors are clad in scarlet. The metal on the chariots flashes. On the day they are made ready, the spear of juniper are brandished. The chariots storm through the streets, rushing back and forth through squares. They look like flaming torches. They dart about the lightning. Nineveh summons her picked troops, yet they stumble on their way. The dash to the city wall. The protective shield is put in place. The river gates are thrown open. The palace collapses. It is decreed that Nineveh be exiled and carried away. Her female slaves moan like doves and beat on their breasts. Nineveh is like a pool whose water is draining away. Stop, stop, they cry. But no one turns back. Plunder the silver. Plunder the gold. The supply is endless. The wealth from all its treasures she pillaged, plundered, stripped. Hearts melt, knees gave away, bodies trembled, every face grows pale. Where now is the lion's den, the place where they fed their young, where the lion and lioness went, the cubs, with nothing to fear. The lion killed enough for her cubs, and strangled the prey for his mate, filling his lairs with the kill, and his dens with the prey. I am against you, declares the Lord Almighty. I will burn your chariots in smoke, and the sword will devour your young lions. I will leave you no prey on earth. The voices of your messengers will no longer be heard. So, yeah, this is where the fall is happening. So, like example, the God's now taking action into what he's saying, and he's making Nineveh fall because it's such a disastrous place to begin with that God, didn't like it and they disagreed with God. So, all right, chapter 3. Woe to Nineveh. Woe to the city of blood, full of lies, full of plunder, never without victims. The crack of whips, the clatter of wheels, galloping horses, and jolting chariots, charging cavalry, flashing swords, glittering spears, many casualties, piles of dead, bodies without number, people stumbling over the corpses, all because of the wanton lust of prostitutes, alluring the mistress sorceries who enslaved nations by her prostitution, and by peoples by her witchcraft. I am against you, declares the Lord Almighty. I will lift your skirt over your face. I will show you the nations and your nakedness, and the kingdom of your shame. I will pelt you with filth. I will treat you with contempt, and I will make you a spectacle. All who see you will flee from you and say, Nineveh is ruined. Who will mourn for her? Where can I find anyone to comfort you? Are you better than the Thebes, situated on the Nile, with water around her? The river was her defense, the waters her wall. Cush and Egypt were boundless strength. Put in Libya were among her allies. Yet she was taken captive and went into exile. Her infants were dashed to pieces at every street corner. Lots were cast for her nobles, and her great men were put in chains. You too will become drunk. You will go into hiding and seek refuge from you're the enemy. All your fortresses are like fig trees, with their first ripe fruit. When they are shaken, the figs fall into the mouths of the eater. Look at your troops. They are all weaklings. The gates of your land are wide open to your enemies. Fire can Fire has consumed the bars of your gates. Draw water for your siege. Strengthen your defenses. Work the clay. Trade the mortar. Repair the brickwork. There fire will consume you. The sword will cut you down. They will devour you like a swarm of locusts. Multiply like grasshoppers. Multiply like locusts. You have increased the number of your merchants till they are more numerous than the stars in the sky. But like locusts, they strip the land and they fly away. Your guards are like locusts, your officials like swarms of locusts. They settle in the walls on a cold day, but when the sun appears, they fly away, and no one knows where. King of Assyria, your shepherd, slumber, your nobles lie down to rest. Your people are scattered on the mountains, with no one to gather them. Nothing can heal you. Your wound is fatal. All who hear news about you clap their hands at your fall. For who has not felt endless cruelty? Who has not felt your endless cruelty? Alright, so that's it. We're on a new book now. Yeah, this book isn't long either, so I'll be reading 3 chapters again tomorrow. Um, but that's it for Nahum. The last chapter there was about, the full destruction. So, when war happens, it's a way of God saying that He's very, very upset with that place. Take example Israel. Israel is being attacked right now, and it's because God's mad at them for something they've been doing. Um, as much as Israel gets attacked, um, those are supposed to be his favorite people, but I don't know how God feels about them right now. I don't think God feels like very happy. At the end of the day, God's favorite people are the ones who follow Jesus Christ and follow Him, and that's something that the Jewish people are the Israel people have to stop thinking, because they think that because they think that's because they're from this certain place, that and certain nationality, that they are God's chosen people. And at the end of the day, that's not how it works anymore. You have to follow Jesus Christ. You have to follow God to be God's chosen people. Or God's people. As for chosen people, if you're in with God and you follow God, you're a chosen person. And if you're following, everything that God says and all that, you're chosen. You know. But at the end of the day, Nineveh, pretty much, from what I'm taking, is they stopped following what God was telling them, and they fell away from Him, and that's why He put so much destruction on them. And that's kind of an example of what's going on in America right now, where we've fallen so far away from God that like we're seeing a lot of destruction right now, and the only way to fix it is to get back to our Bible and get back to God. You know, um, we're supposed to be going through some sort of spiritual awakening, and not New Age spiritual awakening, an actual spiritual awakening of the Holy Bible and Jesus Christ and all that. And it's really hard to get everybody to come back to that because we all pretty much there's people out there that just don't want to follow it. I've had people go into my comment sections and actually argue with me about reading the Bible, and they're like, "Well, that makes you say really dumb stuff." No, and what it does, it makes me say accurate stuff. You know, if you look at the Bible the way it's written, and you look at what the Bible says, you can actually tell that this is all going on. It perfectly aligned with real life, and people will argue and beg to differ and say they're not wrong for it. And what is that? That's the enemy saying, "Hey, you know what? I don't allow this here." And that's just the way the enemy will always handle things. But we have to look at it like that. You know, It's always been a spiritual battle between light and dark. And, unfortunately, other people believe they have type, the right version of light and dark, which is kindness. And that's not true. Well, it is. Kindness is a very like thing. But my thing is when you sit there and you look at it, okay, people are out there teaching kindness through Buddhism and stuff like that. The wrong forms of kindness, the wrong type of spirituality and stuff like that. So be careful what you listen to because some things they sound nice and they'll get you trapped in, but that'll always pull you away from the Holy Bible. If you're not listening to the people who read the Holy Bible or people who preach the Bible, some not everybody's accurate. I'm just gonna say that there are some people that pick and choose. They always use the quotes from the Bible against you when you're arguing, and that's another problem with people is they'll go and search something up, pretend they read the Bible, and I've ran into a lot of people that do that. They pretend they read the Bible, and they're the worst. They treat you like bad because they know that you know the truth, but for them, the truth is their lie and the lie they live in and the sin they live in. And thank God I made it. Thank God I didn't fall. This whole, like in June, June was yesterday. Yesterday we saw the last day of Pride Month. I'm so happy for that. Thank God it's over. But I heard a message from the Lord last night, and he said, and this is what I got with him saying, but he said 2 more years of Pride Month, which means Pride is almost done. Our fight against pride and Satan is almost done. So keep up that fight and keep putting it back in its place, and we'll get rid of it. But with that said, guys, I hope you enjoy this. If you did, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you next time. And also, I'm very happy to say that last night, if you haven't checked it, go and check it. My last short, Genesis chapter 15. That's the end of Genesis, okay? Please go and check that one out as well. But, alright, that's about it for me. If you like this here, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you next time. I know I repeated this, but God bless.